Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Let's dive into this amazing, simple, beginner-friendly project. As you can see here, scuba fabric, it's very thick, it's very stretchy and has a beautiful smooth texture, which makes it so good for a tunic that has structure or maybe it's just loose, but it's extremely comfortable. So this is why I love scuba. You can create a lot of structure and shape, but at the same time, you can create a very loose fit. I want you to see here how little tools I need. First of all, I need the 2 yards of scuba fabric. You also need basic sewing tools like scissors, pins, measuring tape, and a fabric marker. You also need matching threads. Optional, you need bias tape for finishing the neckline and the armholes. A sewing machine, of course, with a ballpoint needle. And remember, scuba fabric, it's a knit, so the ballpoint needle helps prevent the snags. Now in my 50s, I absolutely adore fall. I love to look cute, especially for when I'm wearing my yoga pants around, running errands. I need to feel covered. I need to have something loose. I need to have something comfortable. And so I slowly became obsessed with having multiple tunics with different vibe. But as usual, you know, if you're familiar with my channel, if you watch any of my videos, you know I'm a very crafty person. But on top of that, I love to be on a low budget. I'm very frugal. So let's talk about why sewing your own clothes. It's a game changer. First of all, not only that you can customize pieces exactly to what you want. Remember, everything you buy from commercial patterns are going to fit some insane figures, but none of us the right way. So to begin with, I think it's more about no more bad fit, unwanted design, or cheap materials. Remember, when you sew your own clothes, you are in control of everything, from fit to fabric to stitches to design to you name it. And something so important as well, and I do not want you to oversee it, it's that the fact that you're learning one sewing technique, and it could come free to you if you watch it on YouTube, or you can be for a couple of dollars if you buy a course or if you buy a book. However, the same technique, you can apply it obviously over and over and over again for garments that could cost you hundreds and thousands of dollars. So once you've learned how to make this tunic, you can replicate the same pattern for different seasons or tweak it to create entirely new looks. And as an example, I want you to watch this video. I'm posting the link in the description below as well. I created a very similar tunic for a different vibe, for different occasions, made out of wool. Sewing is so much more affordable in a long run. And so buying a well-made scuba fabric tunic can obviously cost you these days upwards of $80, maybe $150 or maybe even more. But when you make your own, you will spend a fraction of that, and it's so fun and creative process. You're going to make it your size, you're going to pick the right fabric, and you're going to be so happy and proud to wear it. And as usual, if you know me, if you watch any of my videos before, I love to play with fabric. I do not like patterns. I like to drape everything on my dress form. Or pretty much most of my things are draped on my dress form when I'm creating something for myself. Usually I start by cutting out fabric. So cut out 2 main body pieces for the front and 1 piece for the back. That's as simple as this. I'm not always starting everything with a lot of inspiration. Sometimes I'm preoccupied by the work I have, by my family, by the outside world or whatever it is. But I always like to look at my pattern pieces. I step back and I figure out what I want to do. Obviously, as soon as I started figuring out the direction I want to go for, and to be honest with you, I don't think it happened just once in my life when I originally started with something and then keep stepping back and looking at something, I end up with a completely different result. So it does happen to me a lot of times, and most likely it happens to you as well. pin the pieces together, right sides facing each other. One thing that I love scuba so much is scuba fabric doesn't fray. And obviously it's also pretty forgiving if you are new to sewing. So that's a good thing to remember. There is only one comment here that I'm going to make, and you're going to notice as well while you're watching this video. Sometimes could get a boxy, stiff look. So I do like oversized pieces, but sometimes I'm bothered by how boxy and massive can this get, because it doesn't flow, it's not fluid. And one very useful tip for you is to use a stretchy stitch or a zigzag stitch to sew the seams. But this applies mostly if you have something that is structured, because while fabric is going to stretch, the stitches are not going to stretch, and it's going to give you a lot of hard time. However, if you have a loose fit, the same way I have here, I really didn't focus on that, and I just chose a basic straight stitch. The stretch stitches are crucial for stretchy fabrics like scuba, and of course, as soon as you master using them, you're obviously going to be able to use them for all other projects. And as usual, to make it very easy for you, I have linked all these materials you need down below in the description. I've also linked a couple of books that might come handy if you choose to learn sewing that way. And I've also added a couple of links about a couple of sewing machines that I think are going to be great for you to start with. As soon as I stitch all the pattern pieces together and I close the seams, I hemmed the tunic. I also realized that I might want some pockets, car keys, phone, you know, the general basics. And another reason why I love so much scuba fabric is because its structure. It means it doesn't really need a lot of finishing. So this tunic came together probably under a couple of hours and it looks so polished. So let's just talk cost for a minute here. And so in my opinion, if you were to buy a scuba fabric tunic, you could be spending anywhere between, I would say, in a low end, maybe a $60. Let's go up to about maybe $150 to maybe $200. Obviously, it depends on the brand. We all know how fashion works, and in a fashion industry, we don't necessarily pay for quality. We just pay for a name brand. But let's get back to our stuff. Sewing your own, you're looking for around maybe $20 maybe $30 top for the fabric, and maybe some materials if you just start brand new. Plus, once you have the tools and techniques, right, future projects will be even cheaper because you can reuse the patterns, you can use the materials, you can reuse the tools and stuff. So just think about it. This is just one example. And if you watch any of my previous videos, if you know me by now, you know I'm extremely frugal. You know I'm extremely frugal and practical. I would not ever want to spend money on any bad fit clothing. And if you remember, this is one of the reasons why I originally started sewing. And what stops you though? Why wouldn't you want to look different? Why wouldn't you want to improve your wardrobe? Why wouldn't you want to be in control of how much money you want to spend and how you want to look? And now that we've made this beautiful, fabulous tunic, let's talk about caring for it, right? And another reason why I love scuba fabric so much is because it's such a low maintenance fabric, which is another reason why it's so good for fall clothing. It's very, very low maintenance. Machine wash it on a gentle cycle with cold water. Lay it flat to dry. I think you should avoid high heat when drying or ironing, or you can damage the fabric structure. You can steam it if you need, especially in a formal wear, it's okay to steam it. And there you have it, your very own modern scuba fabric fall tunic. This piece is perfect for layering, and I remember I told you I don't feel as fresh as I used to be in my 20s. And so even though I want to wear my yoga pants around for running my errands, I just want to cover up and I want to feel comfortable, right? I'm very conscious about things. I'm not sure how you feel, but I'm very conscious about things. I'd rather be covered than not. So if I wear leggings or even more of a fitted jeans, I need something that really covers me. And so this is really, really something that I always want to have as a layer. Plus, I've saved money as well. Remember the valuable sewing techniques that you're going to learn and how you have the ability to recreate this tunic again and again for you, for your friends, to sell it in multiple fabrics and patterns, whatever. Also, as a reminder for you, all these materials, fabric suggestions, sewing machine suggestions, and some sort of resources if you do decide to start this off the ground and learning, you're going to find the links in the description below for your convenience to find some ideas where to go for. If you enjoyed this project and if you got any value out of it, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and click the bell so you never miss a new video. I have tons of DIY fashion tips, sewing project and creative ideas coming your way. For now, happy sewing. See you next time.